So,
this is the
do you
fish?
know
Oh,
about the
okay.
bucket bunnies?
I don't.
Okay, we're going to get to the fishing scandal too, but this was the bucket bunnies. Look over here.
Okay, sorry.
So, basically, this was all over TikTok. So they're called linemen. They're highly skilled, like blue collar kind of guys that are going to come to Florida and help get Florida up and running again. And they get paid a lot of money for these like stints of whatever, 30 days, I assume, to help a city in distress.
Okay.
So they get there and all these girls in Florida are like, oh my God, my fucking Tinder's blowing up. Look at all these hot, like construction guys that are like, and then the wives of the linemen start to go and do their TikToks where they're like to all the bucket bunnies. They call them bucket bunnies, meaning girls that are going after that bucket of money. Because right now the guys are working like, 18-hour shifts, overtime. They have a lot of money to spend on whoever they take out. To all the bucket bunnies wanting that storm check, these guys have families at home, kids missing their dad. Stay away and let them do their job.
No.
Right.
I'm sorry. What is with this? This is on your husband if he cheats on you.
Exactly.
That is that's such dumb thinking. I'm sorry. Like, these women aren't raping these. I don't even know what we're talking about. This is my first time reading this. But this goes back. These women aren't raping these men. These men are there to do something, to do a job. So someone flirts with your husband. First of all, how do you know? Did he tell you? Did you see it? Do you not have confidence in your marriage? That is an issue that you have to take up with your husband. That woman, it's not right to sleep with a married man, but like, how are you not blaming the man? Why is it always easier? You know why? I'll tell you. It's always easier to blame a girl because you feel like you're on equal footing.
Right.
People have to start taking responsibility and it makes us look ugly as women when we blame men because it's like, oh, don't be such a shrew. But that's how dare you.
This is how crazy this whole story gets. This is how this crazy story.
Low level thinking.
Right.
Okay.
So then, why is your man who's in a committed relationship going on Tinder anyway?
Yes.
Well, then this other guy who was a lineman in Florida working on stuff, somebody shares that, oh, look at this hot guy that's in my my Tinder profile, whatever, swipe by. And that guy, he had to do a TikTok to say, I'm being catfished. I am a lineman who's good looking working in Florida. But
that's not me.
I never went on Tinder. Someone took my face because I'm hot.
Maybe.
And I'm saying it's not. So it's like,
so you're saying that was the linchpin and then people started.
Such a mess. Everyone has a gripe of the same thing. And then some of the linemen wives are pretty funny because this one girl goes, oh, hi to all you bunny buckets that's after. If you see a guy, it's like 6'2", 6'3", she's like eating her food, like into her camera. It's like, has brown eyes, talks incessantly about his 2 basset hounds.
You can have him.
You can have him. He likes his steak this way. Doesn't love coffee. Oh, you need to wash his shirts actually twice in just a rinse. He does not. He has allergic skin. Yeah. Like, it was so funny because it was like, you could go have him.
You can have him.
And that girl is obviously confident in her relationship to like joke about it and everything.
But you see what happens? Like, men just hang back and like women just devour each other.
Yes.
And now it looks like it was probably one girl who flirted with a guy and like maybe didn't know he was married.
And it
devolves
viral.
into and I'm just, but again, it's like bad PR for women. There's a girl on TikTok that I found in one of my scrolls who, like, her thing is like breaking up marriages and like sleeping with married men. Is that the lowest vibration one can operate from? Yes. Like, you're very broken. But she would go in, like, some women went on and talk shit like in her comments. So she went and like found allegedly like each of their husbands. I saw
this girl, yeah.
And I was just like, that's such a rotten, sad place to come from. But then all these women are like, leave my husband alone. She's like, and they wrote back. And I'm like, my husband would never write back. Like, people are so broken. Your relationship's fucked up. That girl is fucked up. Like, it's just such a low vibration. Like, can you imagine any world where your husband would write? I can't even
I always
fathom
remember
that.
back in the days of like the horrible Jerry Springer type talk shows when there was like 7 of them on at the same time, right? And it was always women yelling at another woman being like, I got a man.
Oy.
Like, why is that the biggest like trophy?
Exactly.
Like, really? Okay,
Exactly.
Whoop-de-dee.
Because somewhere in her life, someone told her she wasn't worth anything. So she's like, I'll just grab whatever I can get. And I think that's why a lot of women are just in terrible relationships. You're like, I'd rather this than alone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's why we need to build up women's confidence. It's why we cannot keep perpetuating this idea that like all women hate each other and women are always to blame and calling women bitches and Karens for no reason. Like there are plenty of Karens out there.
How do you feel about when women call each other like, hey, bitch? Like in a loving, endearing way.
It is an appropriated term. All of this, like, yes, diva, work queen, sassy bitch, hey girl, it is all appropriated from black, gay, trans drag queens taking it. And when we took that language so we could sell wine tumblers. It's not something that I find comforting. Like if you call me a bitch, like them's fighting words. But I can tell the difference between someone saying it like in a colloquial way versus, you know?
Right.
It's not a way that I choose to speak.
Right.
If someone's a bitch, it's because I don't like them. Yeah. But I understand that that's something people like to say. It's just not, I don't know, it's just not a way that I choose to speak, I guess.
It's
but I will say some slang. I just don't want to say bitch.
It doesn't like bother me, but for the same reasons you're saying, I don't love that it's become so part of like a you know.
It's not endearing.
Hey, yeah, like I don't love that it's become such a casual thing.
There is a kernel of anger in it.
Yeah.
It's the tiniest
thing.
It's
a little bit of jealous. Like, a little, get your jacket, bitch. We're going out. Like, you actually are annoyed that she's not ready yet.
It's a little bit.
And, like, you really want to get going.
Yes.
And it's a little bit like that. Like,
because,
yeah, you're right.
When we think about it, like, work bitch, right? So when I think of that term, of course, there's the Britney song, but I think of, like, a gay guy saying it, like, work bitch, because the inherent femininity has been removed because it's two men saying it. So it's the same reason that drag queens can like talk about their pussies and like keeping it tight, because there is no vagina. So there is actually nothing sacred about it.
Right.
So it's funny, or like, oh, he's fishy, or like,
right.
you know, he's a slut. Male sexuality, homosexual or otherwise, is not seen as a sacred thing, as such a sacred thing as it is with women.
Right.
This all goes back to like the Bible. And so it's therein lies why they can say that. But if I'm like, oh my God, you're such a slut. Like, you might laugh at it, but deep down you're like, no, I don't find it empowering.
Yeah.
Because it isn't always on your own terms. I don't, it's a very complex issue, but it's, I don't know. There is our society still views women's sexuality as something that's very sacred and beautiful. It's the reason getting kicked in the dick is funny, but getting kicked in the vagina is not funny.
Right.
It just isn't.
Yeah.
Because there's no dick there.
This girl said, I'm a pipeline wife. We dealt with row hose. I guess that was when some pipelines were broken or something.
No,
I think
no, row hoes are women who fuck dudes who work on like row houses, I think, or rowboats.
Right. I think she's saying there was other times where the same thing happened in other cities where we needed pipeline men.
Yeah. Okay.
Or whatever. So she's like, I'm a pipeline wife. We dealt with row hoes before TikTok. I stand with all the linemen wives as they prepare to take on the Florida's bucket bunnies. Blue collar's not a trend. It's a lifestyle.
Look at this. There was a fucking hurricane, and global warming is to blame, perhaps, but you have united against women. We stand against these women. You've got alligators swimming in your fucking living room, but let's malign the like 3 girls who like flirted with your husband. Nothing brings people together like a tangible enemy, and it's always women. What is that? Support your husband. Great. Send him a sandwich. You don't have to say like all women are whores. I hope my 6'4" husband can fight off these thirsty bitches. What are we saying? And also, blue collar is not a trend. It's a lifestyle. What? So someone wants to fuck a hot dude with a utility belt. So this is trending. No, that's sexuality. And you want to get mad at someone for trendifying blue collar. Go get mad at Kanye. Go get mad at all these rich people who commodify a blue-collar existence, or doing a photo shoot like Kim Kardashian in like a 7-Eleven, and lower income living. That's the trend, is rich people taking poor things and making it look exciting.
Right.
So it's not women. It's not women who are probably just like you. These are not billionaire women.
Right.
I mean, even Fort Myers is a nice place, but there are still blue-collar. She's acting like Ivanka Trump is the one trying to fuck your husband. No, it's a woman who probably looks just like you.
Right.
Like,
get your own man.
Misguided.
Get your own lineman is what they're saying.